Hey everyone, this is the Scott Man. We're live here in Hamilton, Ontario. It's actually quite a warm morning, but the humidity's not terribly high though. Actually got quite a bit of people out this morning. But right in front of us is the skyline of downtown Hamilton. We're actually up on the escarpment right now. So I actually have a pretty nice view. Actually, although I don't have it on film, it's actually a lot higher in elevation than like the overlook in Parkersburg, West Virginia. Although I don't have that filmed or anything, but actually pretty nice view of Parkersburg in that from when I had to go there for a business trip. But anyway, we're here to check out all the different areas around the Hamilton area. And actually right over there is the Hamilton Harbor. So you might even see some of the buildings over where Burlington, Ontario is. And actually you can see the bridge for the QEW over there too. Okay, so I'm gonna head back up the trail a little bit and where I parked my car, and I'm going to check out the area. Okay, now we're in the actual downtown area. Well, technically just a little bit to the west of it. But yeah, Hamilton's definitely a pretty big city, of course, as it's not too far from the Greater Toronto area, which is actually probably about an hour north. Well, Toronto's about an hour or so north of here, but the whole metropolitan area is actually pretty close. But we're actually in Victoria Park, and it's actually a pretty nice park. Right where there we have a decent sized baseball field. Actually, look over there, actually some historic homes too. Let's head over there. I'll actually probably get a better look than what we can see from over here. We're on the north side of the park, and actually have a little spray station over there, so on a hot day like this you can actually cool off at the little spraying station over there. We actually got some nice playgrounds over there too, and then yep, we actually got a pretty nice view of some of the more historic homes in here. Although I think although the homes are a lot more historic over in Boston, which I went there earlier this year and last year for PAX East for 2012 and 2013. Actually got some basketball courts, some tennis courts, so it's not a huge park, but definitely nice right here in the western part of downtown Hamilton. And as a matter of fact, the Dundurn Castle is actually not terribly far to the north of here. Actually, they take a couple of these streets over here and up to York Boulevard, and pretty much take you right there. Welcome back. We're staying right in front of Dundurn Castle. We're actually not too far north of Victoria Park, and the harbor is actually not terribly far that way. But yeah, this whole manor here actually was built in 1835, so it's been here for at least over 175 years and counting. Well, that's a very bad estimate, but it's actually... I'll put the exact how old it is in the description. But yeah, I'm gonna actually take a tour, but I'm not sure if they're gonna allow videotaping or anything inside. But if not, I'll definitely check out the outside of the area. Okay, we're on the side of Dundurn Castle, and we have a bunch of Canadian geese right in front of us. How appropriate. Although you can see a little bit, you can actually see, we actually can see the water over there. The Burlington Bay, or the Hamilton Harbor in this part of the bay, is actually not too far away from here. Actually, right over there is the garden, and although I probably won't go today or anything, maybe on another trip. The military museum's actually right over there. Actually, we're right in the side of the castle. I actually took the tour. Actually, it was quite nice in there. And it's hard to believe back in the 1830s and next couple decades or so that the MacNab family and a whole bunch of different servants and stuff lived inside there. But yeah, definitely a great tour to check out. And also a nice place to have a wedding ceremony. Really quick though, before we close off today's segment here in the Dundurn Castle, we're gonna head into the garden area really quick. And we have actually a pretty nice close-up of the garden here. They actually grow a lot of different plants in here, and also some fruits and vegetables as well. But this is a part of the Dundurn Castle and the military museum. Yeah, definitely a lot of plant growth in here. You can see some butterflies as well. Yeah, it definitely looks quite nice in here. And even with it being the middle of August, actually a lot of flowers still growing. Alright, this concludes this portion of the Dundurn Castle here in Hamilton, Ontario. And next we're actually, well, after getting a little lunch, I'm going to head over to Lake Ontario. So definitely stay tuned. After getting a nice lunch at Swiss Chalet, I'm actually here at the shores of Lake Ontario, one of the 5 Great Lakes. So a little fun fact, well, more for me than anything else. This is actually, until this second, this is actually I've never been to Lake Ontario before. Been to the other 4, Lake Superior, Lake Michigan, Lake Huron, and Lake Erie, but actually finally here at Lake Ontario, the water actually looks pretty clear here. Definitely a lot of action on the beach here, but not necessarily over here, but more like toward the swimming areas. Next we're right along the Hamilton Beach Trail. A lot of people are taking a walk in the lake today. I might walk on a little bit. But yeah, it's definitely quite a beautiful day here. It's actually pretty cool, like right along the lake, kind of like how it was when I went to Frankfort, Michigan, over on Lake Michigan. Temperatures cooled down by like 5 degrees just being right on the coast. But yeah, it's kind of the same way here. We're pretty much northeast of Hamilton. It's actually out in that direction. You can see Burlington, Ontario, right over there. If you take the QEW further west and north, and then continuing further, you'll head up to the Greater Toronto area. You get up to like Mississauga and of course Toronto. As there's still quite a ways, we can't see the Toronto landscape or anything. Plus, there's a lot of haze out in that direction. Of course, out that way, well, not immediately that way, head over to like Niagara Falls, St. Catharines. Yeah, I still haven't been to Niagara Falls before. I definitely would love to check that out someday. And then all the way on the other side of Lake Ontario, near where it empties into the St. Lawrence River, is Kingston, which happens to be a very tragically hip place. And of course, take St. Lawrence River through Montreal, takes you out to the Atlantic Ocean eventually. Anyway, I'm going to head up on the trail a little bit. Take a look at a couple other points of interest. I hear you. Anyway, We're about a good 600 or so meters east on the trail here. It's actually a pretty nice walk, especially with the lake breeze. It's definitely quite enjoyable. Actually, right over there too is one of the parts of Confederation Park. Oh, if we walk over here, although we kind of saw this already, it's another view of Lake Ontario. So before we close out today's video, we'll get another glimpse of the lake. But yeah, from this view, it doesn't look like we went very far. Okay, now we're closer to the shore. Yeah, it's hard to tell exactly where I was at the start of the Lake Ontario portion of today's video. But yeah, definitely a lot of people enjoying the nice weather. Yeah, as a matter of fact, yeah, I'm actually going to be getting ready to head back to Michigan. Gonna jump back on the freeway, head west back to London, and then to Sarnia, across the Blue Water Bridge, head back to Port Huron, and then back home to the Detroit area. But Lake Ontario is definitely quite beautiful, and yeah, very glad to finally have seen all 5 of the Great Lakes. As a matter of fact, at least one video on my Scottman 895 channel that has one of the 5 Great Lakes, and of course this being the 5th lake. Well, this concludes today's video here in Hamilton, Ontario, and this is the Scottman signing out from Lake Ontario.